There's a word most people don't 100% appreciate, and once you appreciate this word, you're going to be able to have much better amounts of it, and lots of it, and lots of very good amounts of it. And this is a word bandied about, in, especially in my videos, and the word is relationship. What does it truly mean? What does it truly mean to be in a relationship? So to fully 100% appreciate this word, you must understand that a relationship is how you relate to things and objects and people around you. How do you relate to the things around you? It's not immediately sexual monogamous relationship. I am in a relationship and people presume it's a sexual monogamous one. A relationship is how significant are they to you and how do you relate to them? How do you interact and interface with people? The example I love to give is my cat, if I had one, understands that it is my pet and I am its master, and it doesn't have to be explicitly communicated. I don't have to say it in words. The cat understands. I am its owner and it's my pet. What is your relationship with the things and the people around you? So the important bit for you to recognize is significance of relationship. I have a model which is different than how most people go about relationships. Most people, when they go about relationships, they begin with either the person is lover material or friend material, and they cannot be the same thing. Either they're friends or lovers. Either they're boyfriend or girlfriend material or they're friend material. And they cannot be the same thing. And I like to say that if you cannot communicate with somebody just the same way you communicate with your best friend, then you're in the wrong relationship. I begin all of my relationships as friends, actually as acquaintances, but if they become significant enough as friends, they begin with that. And either they become more and more significant or less significant. If we communicate enough and align enough in many different channels, then they become more significant in my life. And it's not something to be forced or something that's obligatory. It just happens wondrously freely. And then you find somebody who becomes really, really significant in your life and they become tremendous friends. And then you meet some people who become essential to your happiness, essential to your life. And those people inevitably become your best friends. You align in so many different things, you communicate in so many different levels, and you connect, and they become tremendously significant to you. And if simultaneously you have a sexual attraction with them, that's the perfect material, the perfect opportunity, potential for somebody who is your lover. And like I said again, if you are not communicating with your beloved, your partner, in the very same exact openness and candidness that you would communicate with your best friend, you're in the wrong relationship. Your best friend must be your lover. So it's all about significance. There's no distinction to me between lover material and friend material. Everybody starts out as friend and become either more significant or less significant. So let me ask you a question. What is your relationship with the things around you? One of my goals for you, especially in the Quantum Enlightened Advantage group, is for you to become an independent. And I went over on some of my videos, the 3 castes of people in our society. And ultimately, I want you to become the 4th mysterious, mystical, enlightened caste type of person who is an independent. No one is born unfree. No one is born unless you're born a slave. But nowadays, we don't have slaves in the real sense. No one is born with obligations unless that person accepts that obligation, and most of us grow up non-consensually accepting obligations. In terms of relationships, what is your relationship with the people, authority around you? And this will tie into your relationships and how you will become more happy and harmonious in your relationships. Are you free from obligations? My goal for you is to become free of obligations. Obligation is sin. The opposite of obligation is commitment. Doing something, committing to something because you want to and like to, of your choosing, ongoingly, persistently. Obligation is something you have to do, not because you want to, but because you have to. And it's a recipe for unhappiness. You are born free of obligations. What is your relationship with your family, with your parents? Because these are the people that are keeping most of you from being free. Because you grew up with obligations. And you feel today you're obligated to something. You are unfree. So free yourself from obligations. If you cannot decide that you do something non-obligatorily because you want to and like to, if your parent were to condemn you for saying, you should be a doctor. Why aren't you a doctor? You have so much potential. And then you manage your relationship. You see, I was a dating coach. When I was a dating coach in 2009, I started the dating coaching business where I helped men meet women mostly and help connect with them and relate to them and build relationships with them. It was more about client acquisition, but over the years, I've realized that it's all about relationship management, managing your relationships. So how are you managing your relationships today? Are you full of obligations or are you a free individual? When you are a free individual, you're able to allow your partner to also become free. And there's nothing more harmonious and happy than that. When they freely choose to be with you. Persistently meaning it persists without any effort. So most of you have obligations and you feel obligations are necessary in life. Let me tell you that you can do whatever you'd like. You could be an independent. And if there are people who condemn you for not living up to your obligations, they don't have to be a part of your life, you see. If your mom tells you, you should be a doctor, why aren't you a doctor? Tell them, Mom or Dad, you did not start out with a doctor kit. You gave birth to an individual, a human being, and humans are born free with free will. If I wanted to be a doctor, I can definitely become really, really good at it. All I have to do is go to 10 years of schooling. But I don't want to be a doctor. I can be good at anything I want. I'm going to choose what I want to do. And why do I point that out? I point that out is because you have to get rid of obligations and you have to manage your relationships with people. And when you are free as an individual, it's much simpler and easier for you to allow your partner to be free and liberate them to make the choices they want. And if that choice is to be with you, then your relationship persists without your enslaving them, without your imprisoning them, without your making any contracts of exclusivity. They're exclusive to you because they want to be, they choose to be, and they make commitments, and you make commitments with them happily. There are 3 types of clarity of communication, which I'll go over in the next 30 seconds. The first type of clarity is non-explicit communication. Non-explicit is a relationship you have where expectations are set without communicating it with words. My pet, understands it is my pet and I understand I am its master, but none of this needs to be communicated. And then there are communications you have with business partners and employers. These are tremendously explicit clarity of communication, and everything is outlined, every expectation and is detailed in the contract, and you sign the contract and you agree, yes, this is my relationship to you. I am your employee, you are my employer, or I am your business partner, you are my business partner, and here are the rules set forward. Here are the responsibilities of each parties. And then there's the middle, which is the clarity of communication between humans. And most of the clarity of communication between humans is very poor. And most of it is set on presumptions. And your relationships stand to be better always when less things are presumed and more things are clear. Baby, here are the things you can expect of me. Here are the things I'd like to expect from you. And here are the things that I expect of myself. What do you expect of me? What do you expect of yourself in the context of our relationship? And what do you expect of me in the context of you? When things are clear and less things are presumed, your relationships will always become better. Our relationship is the significance of the person to you. And when they are free and non-obligatorily choosing to be with you, your relationship is more and more significant as it persists effortlessly. What do you think about relationships? Share in the comments below. I'd love to hear. Click the like, click the thumbs up button, share this video with others, and subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you in the next video.